All right, so today I'd like to talk about a really important concept in any technical related field, which is learning how to not take things personally from people when things do work and when they don't work. So a problem that I think a lot of people have is they really identify with how happy somebody is when something works, and they think, that person's now my friend, we're buddies, we're acquaintances, when they say all that praise and they lavish all that praise on you. You're a genius, you're a god, I love you, can I get you food, thank you so much for making my problem go away. And they think that that's somebody who's really now like a good friend. And when something doesn't go well, that person is screaming at them, that person is mad, they're angry, they're staring at you, they're like this, and they're irritated, and they're impatient, and they are pestering you, and they are talking down to you. And then the tech person will act like they don't really like that person, fuck that person, they're driving me, and they'll actually become internally angry over it. They'll start treating that person differently as a result of it. And this is really, really bad in any tech field, anything in technology, and I want to explain why that is. The way people work is when something is working, we will be very, very happy, and we will want to, again, lavish that praise on the person who took away our problem. But when we have a problem and it just won't go away, and you're the person who's trying to help me make it go away, even if you're actually helping me, at some point I am going to start getting annoyed if things are not going my way. And since we're humans and we're emotional people, I will just start directing that towards you. And it's not personal. It's not because I hate you. It's not because I think you are personally screwing with me. It's just because you are the one who is tasked with fixing my problem, and you are failing, that I am just going to be annoyed at you. And you as a tech person cannot take that personally. I just realized that recently with this whole Yelp video nonsense. So again, Yelp video up, August 31st. Bunch of DDoSes on my website, which is the first time I've been DDoS since 2009, September 1st. Gee, I wonder where that could have come from. Anyway, so my site had some up and down, up and down, up and down. And it was kind of annoying after a while because I'm getting on like day 7, 8, or 9, and I probably should have a dedicated host by now. I never had the need to because it's like when I first put up that site, it was like 50 to 100 views a day. And then it went up to 300 or 400, but still, it's not like I'm hosting media on here. It's not like it's like a bunch of 200 kilobyte JPEG images, a Magento store that gets some orders a day. It's not nuts. So I figured $80 a month for a professional, reputable web host would be a good plan. So I had that with Nexus. And then my site goes down, and they can't tell me why. First, they're telling me why my site, they're telling me that my site is not down when I can't view it from my phone. I can't view it from Time Warner Business Cable. I can't view it from Optimum Online Home Internet. And other people that I know can't view it. And they say, well, it's viewable from this server and this. And it's like, well, I'm in New York. I want my website to be viewable from New York as a local business to New York. So even if it is visible from other places, which it isn't, I don't care. And all these, it can't possibly be AT&T and Optimum Online and Roadrunner and all this other crap. So after a few days, they finally tell me you've been null routed, blah blah blah. We're working on fixing it. We're working on figuring out what's wrong. We should have an answer for you by this time. Day after that time passes, no answer. Then I get an email at 3 in the morning after asking, and they say by 9 a.m. you're probably going to be good on the phone. And 9 a.m. comes, and like my stuff's still not there. So I just call, and I'm just kind of starting to become a pest. And I go, they say, well, it's not done yet. And I go, can you explain to me why it is that I don't have a site? Can you explain to me why it is I have to explain to hundreds of people why it is they cannot give me money? What is the answer? So I understand that it's not there, but it wasn't there last week. It wasn't there this weekend. It was supposed to be done by 9 this morning. What is causing this? What is an actionable solution so that I can start making money again? And he has no answer. And I feel bad because I know I'm grilling this kid that's probably getting like 10 or 12 bucks an hour for tier 1 tech support, which is what you get for tier 1 tech support. And you can tell it's probably tier 1 tech support. I feel bad because I'm being a customer now. And I hate that feeling. I hate doing to others what I don't like having done to me. But the thing I realize is like, they handled it like champs. Nexus handled, like, again, I at some point I had to have been being an asshole. I'm asking the same question over and over again. And I'm saying, listen, like, I will happily pay more money. If you tell me you need to pay $600 right now for us to put this in front of other issues and resolve it quicker, I will, because it's been 1 week and I don't have a site. I don't expect free help. I will pay for it, but I need you to come up with an actionable solution so that I can go back to having a site so that it doesn't look like I've went out of business. And we go on and on and on. And I really realize, I'm starting to realize this again because I know it's true. Like, it's something that I feel in my head, but it's not really something that I put into words. But the people who are successful in tech are the people who don't take it personally when somebody's annoyed at them. If you always think that somebody's an asshole because they're annoyed when something's not working, you are going to fail because everybody in the world is annoyed when something's not working the way it's supposed to. We all have different levels of patience, but ultimately, when something is losing us money or we look like idiots because technology is not working the way it's supposed to at a critical point, that person is going to be annoyed, regardless of how patient they are. You will eventually find the end of that person's patience, and you will eventually find that that person is very, 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 very irritated and annoyed, and they will direct it at you. And if you handle that by becoming annoyed at them, if you handle that by becoming more stressed and anxious and by putting little crappy Band-Aids on every single one of the problems just to try to get it done faster, just so that person stops yelling at you, you're fucked. But if you have an understanding, this person is not an asshole. They're acting mad right now because something is not working. That is not who they naturally are. And if I come up with a proper solution and I maintain my composure right now, they're going to be that much more grateful once I fix it. They're going to be that much more happy with me once I fix it than they would be if I lost it and just and lose my mind. Because again, sometimes you may actually be in the right with how somebody is treating you to say, I don't want to listen to this shit because of how they're talking to me. But you have to realize is that if something is not working and you are the one tasked with making it work, that person kind of has the right to be an asshole to you. They have the right to badger you. They have the right to bitch at you, which is why when people when something's being a pain in the ass, and I kind of let somebody know that, and they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what do you mean? You're paying us for service. You have the right to be irritated at me if the service that I'm providing you is not working. You have that right. I talk a lot on this channel about people you should fire as customers. I talk a lot on this channel about people that are negative and how I don't like dealing with negative customers. That's different because there are people that are naturally negative who hate the world and hate life regardless of whether things are working. Just a few weeks ago, we had somebody walk in. No joke, my technician's 3-year-old daughter was in the store with her mother, and she was standing in the front of the store, and this guy walks in, and she goes, hi. And the guy, he literally stares at her for about 30 seconds without saying hi back. And she's smiling, and she goes, hi again. And he's just looking at her like, why the fuck are you in a store? Why the fuck are you standing in front of me? What is wrong with this? This is not professional. He's just staring with that, just kind of, this little nice, cute girl in a nice, cute dress says hi to you. And you're acting like a fucking dickhead for no reason. That's different because at that point, nothing has gone wrong. And that person had a repair done. We got a 1-star review because of the unprofessionalism of the check-in. Again, her dad got up and walked up 5 seconds after the daughter said hi. That happened. And wound up getting filtered and deleted because I guess the world figured out that he was an asshole. That's different because everything in that case went fine. We promised you that we would do this in this time frame. We got it done in this time frame. Everything was perfect, and you're still a dick because that's just who you are. That is separate from when people are being a dick because something is not working. When something is not working, people are just going to lose their mind. And you, as part of being a tech professional, is learning how to deal with that so that you don't break down and cry and curl up into a little ball and start screwing everything up just because there's pressure on you. It wasn't fun for me when I knew that Bruce Springsteen and Brendan O'Brien came to the studio 18 hours early and they want to start recording right fucking now. And there is a tape machine that doesn't work, and this thing is like 30 years old and I barely know how to service it, and the other technician is leaving at 6, and oh fuck. Like, again, this stuff is not fun, but the people who ascend to the high echelons in their career, they're not necessarily the people that have the most technical knowledge. They're not necessarily the people that are even the smartest. They're the people that in those situations don't break down. You could have somebody with a 180 IQ who knows all of his shit left and right, but if he breaks down and starts fucking up, once people start screaming at him, that person is not going to get very far. They're going to stay at the help desk. They're going to stay fixing iPhones for $10 an hour at somebody else's business for the rest of their life because they don't have it in them to handle the real challenges in tech, which is, again, the real challenges in tech. It's not the technology. The technology can be figured out with a manual. The technology can be figured out from other people, but people, that's the complicated part of technology. That's the part where you're going to make money. Learning how to actually deal with people, managing their expectations, learning how to get them to not be mad at you when sometimes, honestly, they probably should be mad at you. Learning how to deal with them in a manner so that they realize that maybe when they were being a little ticked off at you, that it was them, not you. Because if they get ticked off at you, and then you start responding by getting ticked off back, Like, again, how are you fixing the situation? You could focus your efforts into the cause of it, or you can start bickering and squabbling back and forth about the bickering. If somebody's bitching at me on and on and on about something that went wrong, I could either go into the little details. Well, actually, I said it would be 5 minutes, and you came back and forth, or shit like that. Realize that the time that you use, all the energy you put into back and forth bickering, all the energy you put into defending yourself, if you rechannel that energy towards simply being of service and fixing their problem, you will be successful and they will be happy. But if you channel that energy into stress, into hating everybody who has a problem, again, your business is based on people coming to you with fucked up technology. And that fucked up technology will be fucked up again. And even if you do your job perfectly right, there will always be a reason for people to be pissed off at you. And if you can't learn how to deal with that, then you are in the wrong field.